What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So today we're going to talk about something that is extremely important. That is Social Security. And specifically, I want to talk about this. Senator Ron Johnson suggests Medicare and Social Security be approved on an annual basis. Now, why is this such a big deal, and why am I going to spend one video talking about just this? Well, there's a reason for it. And I want to go over what was said. Okay, here's what was said, and let me show you this. Social Security and Medicare, if you qualify for the entitlement, you just get it no matter what. Now, that is very important to understand, because yes, if you qualify, you get it. That's just the way it works. Now, here's the other thing, and this is one of the things that he's saying, and we can go and read the whole thing. I'm not going to do that, but here's what he's saying. Our problem in this country is that more than 70% of our federal budget, of our federal spending, is all mandatory spending. It's on automatic pilot. You just don't do proper oversight. You don't get in there and fix the programs going bankrupt. It's just on automatic pilot. So what he's saying is we need to go in and fix these programs. But is the answer to end Social Security as a guaranteed and mandatory spending program and make it a yearly, again, to do this yearly and to on an annual basis to come out and have to set the funds for Social Security? Is that the right move? Is that the best answer? Probably not. But I want to touch on that for a second, because here's what it does. And again, I'm not backing this. I'm not going to bash it either, because what it does is it's bringing up new discussions, which I think we have to have. But here's where things are getting, somewhat interesting. We know that in times of high inflation, like we're in now, where we got inflation at 9.1%, but yet the Social Security cost of living adjustment for 2022 was what, 5.9%? Even in January, inflation was over 6%, but yet the cost of living adjustment was only 5.9%. So people on Social Security were already being negatively impacted because of that. Now, here's something else I want to touch on. Okay, Senator Ron Johnson goes on and says, and I quote, "As long as things are on autopilot, we just continue to pile up debt." Now, a spokesperson for Senator Ron Johnson, they had this to say. Let me show you this. They said this right here. They said the senator's point was that without fiscal discipline and oversight typically found with discretionary spending, Congress was allowed to guarantee benefits to programs like Social Security and Medicare to be threatened. This must be addressed by Congress taking its responsibility seriously to ensure that seniors don't need to question whether the programs they depend on remain solvent. So let's touch on that for a second. We have been talking about this for years, really. Will Social Security be around in 10 years? Will Social Security be around in 15, 20, 25, 30 years, 50 years? We don't know. And it's because of things like increased spending, but we're not bringing in as much revenue as that we need, right? And that's part of the problem. But again, I'm not here to say that, we need to do exactly what Senator Ron Johnson is saying. It's probably not going to work. I don't think he's going to have the support. But is he on the right track? Do we need to guarantee benefits to programs like Social Security and Medicare? Yeah. We need to guarantee these for all the people that have been paying in for decades. Then they get to that retirement age and, well, there's not much for them anymore. That's a huge issue. So he's saying, or the spokesperson saying, that this must be addressed by Congress taking its responsibilities seriously. I think he's right. I think that is 100% right. That, yeah, Congress must take their responsibility seriously. But then, and again, I'm going to go down and talk about what some of the responses were to this. But Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer He actually said, and I quote, "They're saying the quiet part out loud. MAGA Republicans want to put Social Security and Medicare on the chopping block." Now, we could say yes, that's true. We could say no, it's not true. If this worked and Senator Ron Johnson got his way, would this potentially hurt Social Security? Potentially. And I want to read this statement. This statement is from Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer as well. And he's talking about Senator Ron Johnson, who's a Republican. Senator Schumer says, he has argued that the benefits which millions of Americans rely on every day shouldn't be guaranteed, but should be subject to partisan infighting here in Washington. He would like to revoke the guarantee of Medicare and Social Security and make them discretionary. Well, you know what happens when we make things discretionary around here? All too often, they get cut or even eliminated. We don't want to do that. Now again, why is this so important? This right here is so important because if we have discretionary spending, it comes up and every single year they're going to have to determine whether or not this needs more money, it needs less money. Is this going to be one of those things that Democrats say, hey, we need more money for Social Security and Medicare, and Republicans say, oh, well, yeah, we'll give you that, but you also have to give us larger tax breaks for businesses. Yeah, we could see that. We could see lawmakers go back and forth, just like we see every single year when it comes to the federal budget. Every single year, it's like, oh, yeah, we'll give you that, but we need this. And yet, who's left holding the bag? Who's left paying the bill? Who's the one that's struggling? The American people, not the lawmakers. And so that's what's so interesting is that, yes, this is extremely important because people are now finally talking about the bigger issues surrounding Social Security and Medicare, and both potentially becoming insolvent. Now, again, do I think this is the answer? Probably not. Again, I don't think there would be enough support for this, but it brings up the discussions in a time when we need them the most. But what I can tell you is that what we're hearing is that Senator Ron Johnson isn't wanting to end Social Security. He isn't wanting to end Medicare. What he wants to do is to ensure that they are, they actually live on and there's enough funding for them. Now, would this open the doors, if it's done on an annual basis, would this open the doors to potential cuts? Yeah. Would it open the doors to some increases as well? Yeah. But the expectation now, again, if this discussion happened before the pandemic, so in 2019, this potentially would have been great for Social Security because there would have been probably more funding for it to help people get through the tough last 2 years. But now, and here's the difference, inflation's already so high, it's going to come down. It has to come down eventually. So the expectation is, according to multiple reports, that if this bill were to pass, okay, this, and again, it's not really a bill, it's just a statement that he made, but if something like this were to pass, the issue now is there would probably be less benefits for Social Security. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And I say this because inflation is going to come down. If we do dip into a recession, some say we're already there. I don't know. I don't know who to believe. In my opinion, we're already in a recession. But if we are in a recession, businesses are hiring less. People are not working as much. They're making less money. They're also contributing less money into Social Security and Medicare. So it means there's not as much money going in, which means there's less money that will be, in the funds and will eventually be paid out. So we'll see what happens there. But as always, as I know more, I promise I'll come back on and share all the latest news and updates. Again, just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.